always playing with my heart. I don't know if I can go on much longer. Wanted you to love me, but all I ever got was scars. You just keep on acting like you don't care. You've been hurting me like it's nothing, then telling me that you love me. I don't understand. Baby, I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you. I'm so take your burdens with you and close the door on your way out. I'm so done with having you in my life. Please don't hit my phone up when you're feeling lonely. Don't pretend like this was not your fault. You've been hurting me like it's nothing, then telling me that you love me. I don't understand. Baby, I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you. I'm so done. Baby, I'm so
Our question was, does Apeks bleed? And the answer is yes, they do. Provided by VAMONOS on no other than Bind. The map that I don't think anyone was expecting to be seeing this week or last week or the week before, simply because of the way that this map is positioned and the fact that it's going to be taken out of the map pool.
Yeah.
But VAMONOS, they not only were ready to play Bind, but it also felt like they were ready to play Apeks as a team with the adaptations that we've seen coming out from them in their playstyle.
Yeah, absolutely. I even love to see the aggression coming from VAMONOS, the confidence that they had in the later parts of that map. I think there was obviously a struggle in those 5 rounds. There were some really close rounds that Apeks were able to win, but after that, I think VAMONOS were just breezing through, and the improvements coming week by week by week from this roster is amazing. And I think even this matchup, this might be the classic David versus Goliath story right here. And I mean, who knows? Who knows? In the end, VAMONOS, they might even take this. They might even take this. We're going to Ascent, which is, well, not known from VAMONOS' great performance. So I think this is technically a map that Apeks should be able to take. But who knows, because VAMONOS, they have the advantage in terms of I think momentum and confidence coming from that matchup. And it's really hard to say anything about VAMONOS' performance against Punk, because it was the first week of this season. So
warm up.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen already in this matchup that they have absolutely performed better than the first week.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of improvements have been made on this VAMONOS roster. I don't know what it was. Was it like 10 hours of aim labs a day? Let me know if that is your routine, because crisp headshots. But also just Ascent, right? That's the next map that we're going to be going into. We've only seen VAMONOS play it once, and it didn't actually work out for them in their favor. They did lose that map. Whereas when we're looking at Apeks, they are very comfortable on that map, and they are convincingly, dominantly confident on that map. So going into it, I am maybe a little scared for VAMONOS, I will be completely honest, but I also think that you're absolutely correct in touching upon the fact that they have that momentum going on, but also a lot of confidence, and we've seen that confidence shift throughout the entirety of the game. Like at the beginning on that first pistol round and the bonus round, when we're looking at VAMONOS and the way they approached it, they would flash out with the Sky on B long, they get a pick or two, and even if they didn't get a pick, if they didn't get any information, they're happy to sit in the cubby and wait up until players push into them. A lot of the times it just worked out for them in terms of having that aggressive push onto B main, but at the same time, A side wasn't a side that they would push out aggressively. They were happy to just wait and sit on there, leave an anchor on there, give Apeks time to get onto it, and then bring the rotations through. And I think some of that confidence started falling off after that bonus round, but eventually it picked up again. And once it picked up, being able to beat Apeks in a very dominant fashion was maybe not something that we expected here today. And as we're going to be heading on to Ascent, it's actually going to be, this time around, a mirror matchup down to the smokes as well.
Yeah, it seems like no switches are made from for either one of these teams. VAMONOS sticking with the comp that they played against Bonk, and Apeks sticking with the comp that they have played during the season. Obviously, Apeks, they have had great performances. Their first week was kind of tough for them. They only won 16-14 against Human Tripwires, but after that, 13-3, 13-1 against Focus and Hookars in Ascent is great. If they get to start on defensive side, that could be a thing, but I think they're actually on the attacker, so this might be the harder side for Apeks. Yeah, they actually are on the attacker side, so this could be the harder side for Apeks to start in terms of getting to start on the defending side against Hookars and Focus. So interesting to see how it's gonna play out, if VAMONOS can get that confidence rolling in this matchup as well, or in this map as well. That could be dangerous, and I think VAMONOS will definitely take more than 3 rounds in this matchup because, well, they are coming from the defensive side, and I think Ascent is heavily favored for that side. Also, great pistols coming from them.
Yeah, VAMONOS won both pistols. Keep that in mind. In last map on Bind, they were so comfortable in both of the pistol rounds, so if Apeks win this pistol, that is already a very big improvement from what we've seen last time.
What?
That's the improvement we were talking about. Kaiko immediately with the 3k. Yes, Sick is pushing out aggressively. He's gonna find 2, but that bot is your 6th player, and just like that, they said you wanted improvement, you get the improvement. Same.
What? Yeah, talking about confidence and all that. Kaiko, look at this. What?
Yeah.
Crazy. How we even get Sunshine here, and then going for another one here, obviously dying to Sick because he's 1 HP, but then straight up picking up a rifle. Damn. This guy is on a tear, especially in this map.
2 Vandals.
I don't think Kaiko is stopped. Okay, interesting updraft, a little bit too early, but
Calculated, what do you mean? Everything is calculated.
No fault.
Everything is calculated.
Sure, especially when we play, then for sure.
Yeah, I calculate that I'm gonna play with you because I always know that there will be someone worse than me.
Oh.
Anyway, back to the game.
Sure.
So, A site doesn't seem to be the one that they're committing to. If anything, holding mid, once again, this is something that Apeks has done really well on their Ascent before, and that is getting that mid control. Keeping mid under their banner, making sure that you cannot push up of it, but also that none of the defenders are able to push out of mid, because if they do so and they get on mid, that's when you're in a little bit of an awkward situation. Sunshine is gonna have to back off and go back onto Cap, but that with that spotting, they know that 3 players are mid. Kaiko immediately getting on the side, gets Zik out, Enzo taking rid of Fluja, Magnum and Shadow making sure that the rest of the players are also taken care of. A flawless round, and they're gonna get to hold on to these 2 Vandals and also the Marshal, but most importantly, the Vandals.
Okay, different type of start here, and I love this from Apeks. The classical strat. I mean, at this point, this is kind of classic already. Just getting those double rifles, then if you survive, you invest for 2 more, or maybe even 3 more if you haven't taken like a Marshall or Spectre, and you still have the economy for the upcoming round. And they're actually switching up the Marshall for Kaiko and going for the A side orb, so they will not have to rely on the Marshall, but they will have amazing firepower in terms of the Bladestorm as well.
Get out of my way!
Yep. Apeks already making this so difficult for VAMONOS to even be able to get around on the board, because even their economy looking pretty great. When you push out aggressive, this is the aggression that we've seen from VAMONOS last map. But here on Ascent, Apeks, they have absolutely switched on. They have changed up the pace. That break that we had between the first and the second map, it feels like, I don't know what the pep talk was, okay? But can I have a recording of that and just play it when I lose my rank games? Because if it does this to you, if it gets you this focused and zoned in, I need it.
Yeah, I guess it could even be just... Okay, Kaiko going in, getting that rifle and getting away from that situation is already amazing. Going for seconds, but doesn't quite connect. But all of this movement has disrupted VAMONOS' defense so much that there's no one on B side, and it should be an open side if they go fast enough.
Yep, VAMONOS are just left scrambling, trying to pick up the pieces in any way, shape or form that they possibly can, but Apeks have already infiltrated every single corner of B site. They're making it impossible, if I do say so myself. Magnum looks away, but it doesn't matter, because he still gets both of them. Nil is the only one left. He clicks his head too. He said, you guys do aim lab, I will double your time on it.
This shows the difference of a map that you have practiced versus a map that you don't really, where you're not really confident. You have to think about what you're doing all the time in the map, plus try to think where you're aiming and all of that thing. Now that they go back to Ascent, their confident map, they're just dominating. They're going for the duels. They know exactly where the position at the start of the round. They know the plans. No one has to even probably tell them that much information. Just saying some kind of default. They exactly know what is happening. It's amazing to see the level of gameplay coming from Apeks.
Apeks are on an absolute different mental level at this point. If anything on Bind, if one player had to be dealing with 3 different foreheads from VAMONOS, it most likely wouldn't have gone this way. It feels like they're completely switched on. They're ready. Something just flipped. Seeing it right now on Ascent is beautiful, but I think what I'm looking forward to the most is how VAMONOS is going to be reacting to this, because they're not dealing with the same Apeks from Bind. This is a completely different beast.
Oh, no way.
They have not spotted out Nile. But it feels like they're still expecting it. They're going to go for the swing. Nile gets 1, but that's all he's going to be able to. Mystic immediately comes out with a trade. It's a 1-way Cluja. Has managed to back off, but that is a lockdown coming out. It's gonna have to force them off of the site. They're looking to back off towards Boathouse. If anything, the site to recommit. And that just gives the whole side up. Zig finds Shadow though. Another player down, make that 2 players down. Enzo though still want to be accounted for. Mystic is gonna have to cancel that ultimate, and when he does so, Sunshine is the one to clap back, and now Enzo left by himself. He's already clutched out so many rounds for Apeks. If anyone can do it, he can. But first things first, get the plant down. Now it's 2 players to be dealing with at once. He's looking to isolate these one-on-ones. He doesn't have information as of yet where they could be. He's looking towards CT, but unfortunately for Enzo, that's not where they are.
Enemy remaining.
Ooh, Sunshine down. Whoa, and the only one! And with 5 HP, Enzo makes sure that VAMONOS do not get a single round on the board.
I think Forwin and Sunshine right there, you know, they have sheriffs. They're waiting for that Sova recon bolt, but Enzo is not having any of that. I think even right there, Enzo kind of knows the timing of the recon bolt coming from the other side, because he has his own coming up as well and knows when to push, opening up that first kill, finding that 1 versus 1 isolation. And when you have a Vandal versus Sheriff, you should win this most of the time. Damn, that's close though. 5 HP.
Yeah, that's not something that we've seen last map from VAMONOS. They were very good at setting up these trades, very good at playing off each other's contact. So having the fact here that some round it's not working out in their favor, I'm expecting a timeout soon.
Yeah, I think that was a tough situation. You should have definitely grouped up there and maybe not even waited for the recon bolt. But now it's a gun round, and Clue is actually having that operator. Enzo kind of looking for that, and Kaiko will absolutely spot it. They know where the operator is, and Clue is instantly trying to reposition. Or is it?
Zik is pushing up cap. A little bit of that mid control never hurt nobody, but he's not accounting for Enzo. He looks away at just the wrong time. Spike down, but that's also information giving away to Apeks. They're aware where some of these players are, and instead of overcommitting, VAMONOS are going back to safety, and they get away with it unscathed. Nil is even gonna find his counterpart. So any attack that was gonna be going down on B is shut down, and with that operator on Cluja, A doesn't look like a good option either. Sunshine still to be accounted for is gonna get flashed. Kaiko does get that pick, is looking to close the lever. The spike though is still something that needs to be taken up. Still needs to pick it up, and with 14 seconds of the clock, it's looking a little difficult. Last player standing now for Shadow. A whole mountain to climb, another operator to deal with, completely flashed out. Finds one, but that's all he's gonna be good for. And VAMONOS, they get the round on the board. They got it.
Yeah, that is actually hugely important for VAMONOS, just being able to get that first kill, that aggression down to mid. And I love to see that even though VAMONOS are down 4 rounds, they are not afraid to make these kind of plays, push down mid, go for those aggressive mid controls, which are, I think, really risky. They could absolutely just blow out, and it could not work. It could ruin their whole round. But they actually get a kill. Perfect timing there. They get a kill. There's no ball off of that. And I love how VAMONOS looked into that round. Forward. Oh my. The Odin. No.
Odin Gobur. We've seen Enzo do the Odin before. He's doing it again, but Nille, we've seen him do this too. If we're being completely honest, he's got a couple of picks. Kluja assisting to the matter. More members dropping from the side of Apeks. Enzo still has that Odin, looking to do some damage, but that's all he's going to be able to do. VAMONOS once again coming out on top, and even hold on to the operator that they invested in.
Yeah, really good hold on the P side. I mean, I really like how Apeks were able to execute there, or were trying to execute rather. Having the Odin just to secure that position in lane and get a kill is... that's so much freedom for the Jet if he gets on the side. He can isolate that position completely. But still, there's so much support. Even Kluza coming through the smoke with the operator is amazing from the side of VAMONOS and Apeks. They just have to save. They have to go for a smaller buy, obviously investing a little bit into this. It seems like the attacking side is getting a little bit harder. And at this point, last map, we saw the map snowball for the side of VAMONOS. We saw them get the grip, and I think if it happens again, VAMONOS could be in a decent position going on the attacking side.
Yep. We've seen how this is one of those teams that when they get the momentum, they can run away with it, just like they can run away with your Jet. As Kaiko, unfortunately, is no longer in the equation. Nile finds another pick. This man is on an absolute tear. The site is his, and you're only at his mercy. Nile and Kluja are stepping up 3 rounds in a row at this point.
Absolutely.
And Apeks are yet to find a way to deal with them.
It's dangerous to see the Jet popping off with the operator. Just being in the right position all the time. It feels like Klusa is so good with the rotations. If he gets spotted off, he knows exactly what to do. He knows where to rotate. He knows when to help the teammates. At Apeks, they have to go for this timeout. They have to think, what is happening right here? We cannot enter to the sites. I think this could be a slower round coming up. They could just go for the information, trying to find the operator, and maybe act on that. Maybe go for that information. Just deny the Killjoy utility everything before entering the site.
Yeah, that Killjoy util is scary, but Nile is also scary because as much as that util is making it difficult to get onto site, his crosshair is making it impossible. He's doing so much, and Kaiko and Kluja, excuse me, with the operator, he's not been dealt with yet. It doesn't feel like the right amount of utility is being invested to getting that operator out of the playing field, and Apeks are continuously struggling to deal with the operator. So therefore, throw a couple of smokes, try and flush out Kluja, because even when he plays from very far back, the aggressive pushes from Kaiko does give Kluja the advantage so far.
Yep, it seems like Kluja is really good with operator, even close quarters. He can absolutely deal with Kaiko, even though he's really fast with the movements. And good 0 point coming through, but do they know where Kluja is? Almost.
He looks away.
And the timing is not on the side of VAMONOS this time around.
No, this time around, VAMONOS, Kluja has been spotted out, but still, they're going to be going for Zik, and instead, it's VALORANT that's going to be playing off of that contact immediately, making sure that the teammate is safe. Magnum, though, is going to have to be dealing with Nilla. They spot him out, but Nilla is the one who gets to pick instead. Kluja, some jet-on-jet violence. Another one in the bag for VAMONOS by the looks of it, because Enzo and Mystic have so much to do, and the spike is not even in their lap.
Yeah, and once again, talking about the rotations from Kluja. He was spotted in A short at the start of the round, and all of a sudden he's on B side. Just taking the jet down on the other side, Kaiko. Probably no clue that Kluja was there. Just being a menace. And it seems like Apeks can't stop him.
You know, Mystic is gonna look to do some damage, but instead he's gonna be running into Sunshine. Does win that one-on-one. Still has a whole spike to recuperate. Has to play down. The clock is ticking. And they are aware of his positioning. This is gonna be a difficult one.
Yeah. Not a chance right there. So many players from VAMONOS just down middle. 3 players holding their operator. Nille, who is on fire. And look at the ult economy as well. VAMONOS with 4 ultimates coming up to this round. Apeks. Seems like the economy wasn't quite there.
Yep. The shot's also unfortunately not quite there.
Yeah.
But look at the ults.
Amazing for the side of VAMONOS. I mean, Apeks, they could even do something with this. You have Blade Storm, you have full shields for the side of Kaiko, and now you just need to find Kluja. You need to deny this operator. He's so fast. Yeah, sure, it's only a leg shot, but that's 30 HP for Kaiko. 1 shot from the Vandal, and Kaiko is gone.
Yeah, that's shutting down the confidence that Kaiko could have coming into this round. Kluja, though, tagged as well. They're still looking to fight for that mid-control, something that we praised Apeks on time and time again. And Nate is going to make it a little difficult. Kaiko does find Zeke, but with that, Zeke does eventually come out on top. And on the other side of the map, meanwhile, VALORANT is also doing some work. Apeks are stretching themselves rather thin in terms of trying to get onto side, trying to find creaks in the armor. And VAMONOS, they're responding every single time. They have so much util to throw at it. They have a lot of confidence, and if anything, they're playing off of each other perfectly. The rotations as well, they're coming in so quickly. The second one player gets spotted by Nille, immediately Kluja coming with that rotation.
Yeah, the support from the utility, even the Omen smoke coming through. Sure, Apeks, they get the site. Do they get the spike plant? It seems like they will be able to. VAMONOS just waiting for this retake.
Ooh.
But no, Mystic gets taken out instantly. And it's only Enzo left.
It's literally just the little hat from Omen. Gives away his head and...
Oh no! I think Enzo kind of spots Sunshine there, but it's like, okay, it's only Killjoy turret. But no, it is actually Sunshine on the corner of heaven. And
Sunshine.
it's gonna be...
This is a rough one for Apeks.
Yeah, it is. VAMONOS actually taking lead right here. From the first 4 rounds, it looked like Apeks, they had the keys in this map. They were just dominating. No chance for VAMONOS. But now, Apeks is just another team that VAMONOS could easily beat in this map. It seems like it.
5 rounds in a row for VAMONOS. They found that momentum and they're running away with it, which is scary for Apeks because this is what we've seen last time on Bind. Apeks, they look like they're able to make a comeback and then VAMONOS just shuts it down immediately. So they need to get the steam out of VAMONOS sails because they're running away with the ship in a fashion that I don't think Apeks is ready for.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it seems like VAMONOS, they're not afraid to move the operator away from Kluja just to do some kind of plays, get that control of A lobby. They pressure it heavily and there's no one who wants to go there for the side of Apeks. Sure, Mystic holding it far from spawn, but they just want to control this B link. But they still have to be aware of A main. The control is lost.
Yeah. Not just A main, but also mid. They're struggling on so many aspects, which is something that we haven't seen them do before, especially not on Ascent. And we were expecting Apeks to be picking Ascent because of how strong it was, because of the fact that, if anything, VAMONOS did not look sharp on this map at all. This was a weakness that we thought Apeks would be exploiting, but by the looks of it, VAMONOS is exploiting Apeks' weakness instead.
Closer. This time around, he has a rifle. Can he get the flank? Sunshine taken out instantly. It's Nille only left.
Yeah, he's playing in Boathouse, does get blinded, and before he's even able to open his eyes, Enzo makes sure that he's never able to do that again this round, at least. Kluja, though, that managed to find himself a little spot in logs, but he still has to clean quite a lot of angles. He's looking for the pick on Mystic, is not going to be the one to come out on top. Zeke, though, aware of Mystic's position, but he is the only one left with Borwen to clean this one out, waiting for some of that reinforcement. Uses the util instead, does get spotted, though. A couple of tags coming out, and Apeks, they are in the driving seat. They have two players playing from Boathouse. It is a very safe situation to be in. VAMONOS need to make the call if they want to save this or not. The shot is not going to connect. A little bit of the util. 23 HP left for Enzo. It's now or never. Enzo, though, he's the one to come out on top. One player left, but for some reason, Vorwin puts the operator down, giving Shadow the shot, that opportunity that Apeks needed to slow down VAMONOS just a little.
Oh, pretty much impossible situation for the operator at that point. I think Warren's trying to go for the rifle that he sees right in front. Try the quick switch before Shadow picks. But Shadow is right on time. Apeks should never miss out on this trade. And Shadow shows why. He's so on time. And I think the communication right there, it must be flawless. It's really great to see that Apeks actually finds a round here right before the half is gonna end. Sure, you have 2 more rounds, but they were taking it so much slower, finding those picks and finding the ground in the map. Still, VAMONOS looked really solid, really strong, and it's another round.
Starting off strong by Enzo. Gets Sunshine, gets Zig, gets 2 of them. And even the lockdown from Magnum is gonna flush the players out of sight. Nearly is stuck between the logs and the Killjoy lockdown, but it doesn't matter. Before he gets detained, he takes away 2. Eventually gets shut down, but that's so much that he's already done. Leaving Apeks with 3 members. But now Kalusha's all on his own. He has his operator. We know what he can do with it, but is it going to be enough? So many angles to clear, so many members to deal with. Gonna go for that first, looking for that isolated 1v1, is gonna get spotted out, and instead decides to go for the save. I think this is the right call here, because that is a difficult battle to fight.
Absolutely. If he doesn't get tagged down to 54 HP, he could maybe go for it with the Blade Storm.
Ooh,
but
standoff.
That HP, Mystic, he's not gonna push forward, and I think it's a really wise decision. Just waiting for his teammates to wrap around.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, just playing that angle off. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Really well played. There was even 2 players wrapping around
Last round before
from top mid. If Mystic died there,
yeah.
And Apeks securing the lead back with Enzo's operator. I mean, what is up with Enzo having an operator on the attacking side with Sova?
Yeah. This is the last round in the half as well. So when we're looking at Apeks, if it's 6-6, you know, both of these teams cannot have a bad half. But Apeks, they're set. They can make it a 7-5. They can make it a 6-6. Either way, they are looking a little bit more secure than what we've seen initially. VAMONOS, though, they're still doing a lot. Maybe not as aggressive as we might have expected or seen from them earlier on. But so far, they have done really well at dealing with Apeks' attacks. And soon, we're going to be switching sides and see how they deal with the defensive side from Apeks.
Yeah. Oh, Magnum, great pick there. Just seeing where the Vandal bullets are coming through. Oh, Morwen, that is not quite. Oh, that's gonna be next week. That's gonna be TikTok lineups coming through for the side of Warren.
You mean the TikTok lineup class, or he's gonna make his own?
The class.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sunshine, though, he hasn't spotted Apeks. He hasn't spotted Magnum. But Magnum He's ready. He's just playing these corners forward. It's Kaiko. The Magnum still, this is so difficult. Immediately claps down. Vorman and Kluja are onto site though. These are two members that you have to deal with, and just like that, Apeks are losing every single one of their members. VAMONOS are comfortable sticking it. Kluja is comfortable pushing out, and 6-6 is what we get here on Ascent. A map that we thought would swing heavily in Apex's favor. 13-1 against Hukars. 13-3 on Ascent against Focus. The only team that has made it very difficult for Apeks to get a win on Ascent was Human Tripwires, and they forced it OT 16-14.
Yeah, and I was questioning whether this attacking side start is gonna make it harder for Apeks to even work out this map. And sure, I think 6 rounds is great already on attacking side, and now you go to the defending side, where you have dominated these teams. You have absolutely destroyed Hukars and Focus. But VAMONOS, they have their foot between the door. I think they have looked great in this map. And there's no saying whether Apeks will dominate this half. Absolutely no say.
I think the pistol round, even that could not be taken as a clear indication of who would to win, because when Apeks took the pistol round, VAMONOS still found a way to make it swing in their favor, and it's just a pendulum that keeps going back and forth between these two teams, and we're yet to see how this is going to be playing out.
Yeah, VAMONOS, getting on the side with 2 players. Actually 3, but Warren gets taken out. 2 players very far away from the side, and if Apeks would go for the retake already, that would be advantageous, but no. It's gonna be 5ers for retake. It's gonna be really solid for the side of Apeks.
Yeah, when that smoke drops, it might be a little difficult. Kluja might be wanting to bait for his teammate. Zik, though, he's making sure that the player is taken out immediately. Magnum is still there. He finds one, but that's always going to be good for. Enzo's going to be able to get onto site. He finds the player. He finds Sunshine in Hell. Nile is left to fight for his life alongside Kluja, and they're looking to stick it. Enzo makes this impossible for VAMONOS. The second pistol round on the board for the team, and Enzo, the IGL, leading the way.
Apeks, they will be able to take that retake, even though VAMONOS, great call coming through, just going for that push in the garden, in the tree, getting that pick and not getting stuck inside. They have to make something out of that situation, because you're in a tight situation, you're losing in terms of players, and just evening out that odds is great. But Enzo, on fire, popping off. It seems like Enzo is so good in this map, and I think it's part of him being in the or playing as a Sova and being able to bring up Ares and Audience as well, but it feels like he's confident without those. Magnum, not quite connecting on the Zig that much, but great kill to start off the round.
Yeah, Nile, one of the players that has been really difficult for Apeks to be dealing with on the win. He was on the defensive side, so we're yet to see how he performs on the attack, but so far Apeks are finding their footing in these pistol rounds and in these bonus rounds, but it's a matter of when both of these teams have equal gunfights, equal gunplay, who comes out on top, because VAMONOS, they have blown us away by their performance here tonight.
Absolutely. Even the 6 rounds in Ascent, it looks really good compared to the last 2 teams that Apeks has faced. Enzo
is not gonna look to shoot that dart, but he doesn't even have to, because Kluja and Vorward are just gonna get that full sense of security and push right into him, and unfortunately the timing was a little bit off. They don't get to play off of each other, instead they just peek at the same time. Not at the same time, and they get taken out at the same time. So unfortunate there for VAMONOS, but again, maybe a little expected considering the guns that we're seeing Apeks bring. But one thing that I think I want to highlight here is last time when we saw Apeks win the gun round, they went for 2 Vandals.
Yep. This time around, they
Respect.
will invest as well, heavily with the operator on the hands of Kaiko. And I think right here, this is a really risky buy, because you have Spectres and Ares. It's not something that you might want to commit that much on the side of those guns. You don't really want to go for the operator usually, but Kaiko's feeling confident, and there's a reason for it.
I have the spike. Spike down mid.
Yep. 2 players down for VAMONOS. Again, they're on the back foot. This is the round that we were looking forward to the most, because this is where VAMONOS would come in with equal gunfire. Equal firepower to the side of Apeks, but unfortunately for them, it is not working out. It looks like the attacking side for VAMONOS might not be as strong as its defensive side, as they found success on it quite a few times.
And just dominance showed in the first 5 seconds of that round. Going for the operator and Mando both paying off. Kaiko getting that pick on the B-Link, and Shadow just covering him as well. Just amazing performance.
Yeah, just invest in yourself.
Absolutely. Enzo's RS goes brr. It's not quite the Odin, you know.
No, but it's still enough to deter VAMONOS and make him book it. Go to a different side. I'd be scared too. I'll just be honest. It's pretty
30
long.
seconds left.
Yeah, this could actually be just a save. Just looking at positions and Sunshine not going forward. And I think it's a fairly good call. So you have 3 rifles. Most of the players in your team will have a rifle. You can invest something around it. Maybe even get Bulldog.
10
I think
seconds
at this
left.
point you have like 2.9k as a loss bonus. Or actually 2.4. And it's gonna be decent. It's not the best.
Yep.
But it's gonna be, it should be decent buy coming from the side of VAMONOS.
Yeah, I think again, saving these 3 rifles, it shows the position that VAMONOS are in. They are at the bottom. They are trying to crawl their way back up, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout right now just for VAMONOS to strategize how they want to approach this, because this is the round that traditionally you would expect them to win because of the fact that they're coming in with Vandals on all 5 of their members. But instead, the aggression that they're facing from Apeks, they don't have a way yet to deal with it.
Yeah, and Apeks even just throwing the Spectres and Ares out of their lineup and investing heavily in this round.
Yeah. Building that momentum further.
Absolutely. They do not want to get caught off guard with the lower weapon Zeke. Obviously having to go with the Spectre. I don't quite have enough for 5 rifles, and Shadow doesn't quite get the contact yet. Slower round for the side of VAMONOS.
Yeah, VAMONOS taking it easy. Slower than we might have traditionally seen from them, but it feels like they need to start switching it up. They need to figure out a different tactic to approach this, because pedal to the metal, straight W pressing key onto site, Elephant Gaming is not working. So another strategy needs to come into place, and this time around they're taking it a little bit more methodical, but still Shadow and Mystic are ready for it. They're players in hell that you need to be dealing with, and unfortunately from the side of VAMONOS, they don't have the confidence to be landing any of these shots, and instead they walk through the smoke one by one, drop the spike, lose 3 of their members, and now Kaiko joining the party. And with only 1 player down for Apeks, double digits, this map is looking like it's going in Apex's favor.
Yeah, this defensive side is just so good for Apeks Ascent. Obviously, really heavily defensive side map, but like we saw from week 1, I think it was most of the teams actually won most of their rounds in attacking side, which was really odd. And Apeks securing out that 6 rounds in attacking side is like, okay, it's really good, but if it goes how the first week goes, it might not be securing this whole map, but their defensive side is just so on another level, I think, because Kaiko going for those aggressive picks and them always having someone to cover the other positions that Kaiko cannot really look to.
Yep. And again, this time around, VAMONOS on the eco round, on the back foot, looking to do some damage, make an impact, potentially get anything out of this round, and it's dangerously close for Apeks. They're on the double digits, they're sitting comfortably with a 4-round lead, and they're already losing their first member. 4-1 again, first one to drop, followed up by Zeke. Kluja does get Shadow, but Kaiko is not one to be messed with. Him on the operator, it's like Kluja on the operator all over again. Both of these jets are so good at sniffing out their competition.
Yeah, Kluja takes out Mystic there, evening out the odds, and they might even get a spike plant down because of that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need. have the turrets.
30
Odin
seconds left.
still.
Oh, Odin, but oh, he's gonna spot him. He's looking to get a one pick, but instead he's gonna have to dash to safety. Nile freaking out a little bit, but Kluja got his
way.
back. He gets every single member, and now it's only Kaiko left with the operator, but that doesn't matter because Kluja is the man of the hour, the ace to get VAMONOS back into this game, and that's the momentum that they needed.
It's a 3 versus 2 situation. Kluja even finding that headshot. Not quite getting the kill in the end on the Enzo in heaven, but just going for that dash in short, going for the isolation because they know 2 players are in heaven. There's only 1 in short, and one of these players have a stinger, so they just want to focus into that.
Yeah, get that timeout.
Amazing
Absolutely.
focus.
Just get that timeout. Get those nerves under control a little. You could be, you know, shaking at this point. So calm down. Cool, calm, and collected. That's what they need to be because they still have 3 more rounds to go if they want to close the gap between them and Apeks. If they want to win, it's 6 more in total, and Apeks is not going to give them to them for free.
Absolutely not. It's a great timeout. I think just in terms of having Kluja popping off in that round, getting that 5k, just being in a clutch situation that could leave you actually like shaking in those situations, full of adrenaline. And you just want to calm down, get to your level, obviously keep the momentum, and just focus up into the next round. And I just love the timeout coming through. VAMONOS just coming for the next round, but they still have to focus on the Kaiko's operator. Enzo has that Odin. It's not gonna be an easy round, even though they won 1. There's still many more to come.
Nila also 1 orb away from that lockdown. If they manage to get Nili that orb, get the lockdown, you have the Blade Storm, you have the Null Command, you have so much utility that you can use in this round to secure yourself a little bit of a lead further. Aggressive push out from Magnum. He still finds Zeke, doesn't get blinded. Fluja on 30 HP is looking to do some damage, but instead he's gonna have to updraft over the wall and back into safety with the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Sunshine secures some space. Enzo does find the player himself. That Odin is so terrible. Oh my goodness, I never want to face that in my games. Like, honestly, PTSD. Get me out.
Should be illegal.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. Not okay. Sunshine, he's expecting
planted.
this. He's expecting to push through mid because this is what Apeks do. They get that mid control, they get different angles at the same time. He gets his first, he's looking for the second, it's not going to be able to do so, but Nearly planted the spike. He now has a lockdown, and this is going to force out Hunter's Fury from Enzo. It's going to be able to destroy it, which again is going to give Apeks the time and the opportunity to get onto site, but Nearly is yet to be accounted for. Are they going to clear him? That smoke?
Seems like they are so aware of that. Kaiko's is going to the side. Spike is ticking already. Kluja? Can he deny this? No! That might have been it. If Kluja even gets that kill on the Kaiko, I'm not quite sure whether Apeks, they have the time to defuse the spike. It would have been so close, but they're perfectly timed there. Perfect swing, just holding so Kluja can stick the spike. No harm, no fault. Apeks, once again, they win out the round and set VAMONOS back quite a lot. Because, okay, actually with the Blade Storm coming through, they can invest into 4 rifles and get that weaponry down to a T pretty much, with couple ultimates as well.
Get out of my way!
Apeks now, they are sitting comfortably, not just economically wise, but also ult wise, mental wise, lead wise. It's looking like a much better map. Maybe not as clean as some of the other ascents that we've seen from their part, but VAMONOS is making this really difficult. VAMONOS is not giving them anything for free, as they should, of course.
And the thing is, like, Apeks is so great at ascent. They have shown dominance true, but still VAMONOS, they're never afraid to make any kind of plays. They will go for it like it would be me and Genie playing on the other side.
Yo.
But like,
that's rude.
I like the confidence, and Apeks, they have exactly the same. It's on the wrong side of the map, but they still have full on mid control. No one on the B side but Enzo with the Odin.
Yeah, but that Odin has been such a pain in VAMONOS' side. Feels like every single round when it's starting to look hopeful for VAMONOS, they have to deal with that Odin. It looks like Kaiko this time around is expecting Sunshine to be in a little bit of an off angle. They do flash him out. We're not going to be able to see how that fight goes, but instead, Sunshine's going to use Ultimate from the shadows to go back, join the rest of the team in boathouse. But he did spot out these players. He is aware that it's going to be a flank. Killjoy ult coming out this round. Zeke wants to play the hero, go for the aggressive push, but instead get shut down immediately. They get rid of Enzo. And just like that, every single member from Apeks gets to pick themselves. Teamwork makes the dream work, and if you all push the same angle at the same time, it's gonna be very hard to escape.
I mean, that is the perfect retake, isn't it? Just getting KO, null command through, and Killjoy lockdown into B main. There's nothing VAMONOS can do. And I wonder if, when Apeks were like, okay, let's push mid, I wonder if that was the second thought, the second game plan, that if there are actually no one in A, they will just take B main control. They will just control that and go with the lockdown and null command, because if they did, that's so smart. That's like 400 IQ, and that's why this team is so good.
Yeah, they seem to be adapting much quicker and dealing with VAMONOS way better than we've seen in Bind. This is definitely, as you said it earlier on yourself, MP, one of the maps that's clearly showing that they're much more comfortable on than Bind, for that matter. But VAMONOS,
Yeah, but VAMONOS still looking good, really good.
this is the last round. Coming in with a little bit of pots and pan vibe. You got a Spectre, you got a Guardian, you got a Vandal, you got some light armor, you got some full armor. So all in all, not maybe where you want to be. They get onto site, they get the plant down. Like, step one of the plan tick. Now it's play the post plant. Don't peek individually. Wait for them to push into you. Make sure that you use the util to get information. There you go, you already spotted out Kaiko, but it doesn't matter because Forward is the one to play off of it instead. Kluja gets one. Enzo again with the Odin doing so much. Just cannot get rid of him. Shadow gets a player in hell, and that leaves Sunshine alongside Nilik. Guardian looking to stop these players, but Enzo is not one to be played with. This man has had an incredible game, securing his team the map that they picked and that they need to push this all the way over to Icebox.
Yeah, but Icebox will be interesting, really interesting. If this was already this close, yeah, sure, it was defending side that VAMONOS got most of the rounds out of. I think actually they ended up in 7 rounds and 6 of them came from the defensive side. But still, a really solid look against Apeks, and I don't think they're definitely not a team to mess with. Kaiko, amazing performance to start out this map, and it could have looked like a 13-3, something like that. But VAMONOS was able to bring it back, just maybe tone down a little bit of the aggression that Apeks is bringing on, and focus on their confidence, focus on their gameplay, and they were able to bring the map back a little bit closer. But in the end, this defensive side for Apeks is just, it's pretty much unbeatable.
Yeah, the defensive side that we've seen from Apeks on Ascent, once they're back in their element, once they get the flow of things, it's really difficult to disrupt and it's really difficult to deal with. And VAMONOS, they had to deal with it today. It's worked out in their favor on the first map. It looked like it was working out in their favor when they were on the defense, but you flip the script, you go on to attack, and it's a different beast that you have to deal with.
Absolutely. Pretty much impeccable for the side of Apeks. It's amazing to look at how far down this ascent is, but obviously we have the Icebox coming up.
Yeah.
It needs to be similar for Apeks. They cannot make a lot of these mistakes. I think there was pretty big mistakes happening here as well, especially Keiko getting that 5k. That should never happen. Something like that happened in Bind as well. Obviously it was other way around, so Apeks was down, so they were not allowed to make any of those mistakes because it will cost them the round. This time around it was okay because Enzo popping off with the Odin, there was I think there was a lot of good things coming from the side of Apeks.
Yeah, I mean, look at Enzo, 3.1 KDA, 299. ACS for this player on Sova whilst IGLing. Do I need to say more? This is the second MVP for him in a row. Nearly as well on the MVP on the Killjoy. We've seen it last time. We've seen it again. Incredible performance. He was such a force on the defense, and he made Apex's day difficult, to say the least. But
Absolutely.
Enzo, this game specifically, I think what I'm seeing from him every single game, it feels like he's just stepping it up a notch and he's just going up a little further. And being able to just stay so cool, calm, and collected under the amount of pressure that they were on, because again, VAMONOS got the lead, VAMONOS got their first map. It's incredible to see. This man is... It feels like it's impossible to break him as an IGL, but we're going to take a break because we need a little break after this one. We have Icebox coming up next. That's going to be the decider between VAMONOS and Apeks to see which one is going to be winning and which team is not going to collect that point. So we'll be back shortly.